was different than high school journalism simply because there was more students and more students that you had to talk to, more events you had to go to, more things you had to cover. So it's been very, I guess you could say the university level newspaper, it's kind of like a city level newspaper, but smaller, reduced. But it's more, I guess it's more of a challenge at the same time that it's exciting.
Well, ironically, since it's a really small campus, there's actually a lot going on. And one of my favorite stories that I ever wrote was about the head of the janitorial staff. And he's a psychology student, and he wanted to graduate and start a therapy group for young fathers. And I thought that was amazing. Nobody would have thought that if they looked at him.
Michelle Elizondo, she's the journalism teacher at Clark High School. She initially incited my passion for not only design, but communications in general. I wasn't necessarily the strongest candidate with regard to journalism, but after a large amount of coaching and a large amount of patience with me, she kind of reared me into the designer and the communicator that I am today.
The newspaper is a Ranger. It's the San Antonio College newspaper. I found a really big passion for news, and I loved it. I worked the crime beat, so I got to follow police and whatnot, and I thought it was amazing, so much adrenaline, and so I actually just kind of shifted, and I was like, features is fun, but news, there's such a rush, and I loved it.
I was the news editor for the Rattler newspaper at St. Mary's, and I was there for a year and a half, and I really enjoyed the written communication side, and I think that exposed me to the different aspects of communication, which is the visual, and so now I'm doing video and photography and design, and I think that those are just important elements to be competitive in the communication world.
And it was just like every semester I would take another class and another class and another class. Before I knew it, I was graduating with my communications degree, associate degree in communications, and got accepted to UT Austin and took more of their production classes and loved that too. So while I love a lot of the things as being a reporter, telling the story, being in front of the camera, I've really come to understand how much hard work it takes behind the camera too. And that was because of the professors I was taught under, the students that I met in class that were super passionate about what they were doing, and just by asking myself the questions of what do I want to do with the rest of my life, what is something that will make me proud, and definitely being involved in communications, whether it be in journalism or in film, is something that I could definitely be proud of.
I'm a dreamer. My parents are immigrants, so anything helps for me. I have another brother who's also in college, so this is really gonna help me because it's gonna take away that thought of, oh my God, how am I gonna pay for college? El semestre pasado hice Proyecto U con Univisión y fui reportera en vivo, hice los reportajes en vivo, pude ser también presentadora de noticias. Y creo cuando llegué a Univisión y empecé a hacer ese proyecto, me di cuenta de lo importante que era ser bilingüe. Tuve una oportunidad que alguien que no habla español no lo hubiera podido hacer.
I mean, of course, any money helps me on my way to, you know, achieving this goal that I have of obtaining a degree in journalism. It's not no aid will go, you know, unwanted. So I'm really grateful for this gift that you guys are giving me, which are gonna allow me to achieve this goal.
And when I got that email, and I remember it that day, I think I was on the bus going home, and it said, congratulations, you got a scholarship. I'm like, what, I got a scholarship? Yay! I mean, even though it's not like the full ride or anything, the fact that someone actually looked at my work and said, he has something, he can do it, he has a chance, I was like blown away, and I was like, wow, there are people that believe in me, and I'll make them proud.
Well, after I moved here from New Orleans in 2005, I was so surprised with everything I saw, like, because I mean, someone from Louisiana coming to Texas, you're thinking, oh, it's a bunch of cowboy boots and like barbecue and everything, but I was really surprised at the culture, the people, just there's so many things to do here. San Antonio is really growing every single day, and like I always say, everything happens for a reason, and I really think there was a reason why I came to San Antonio.
My favorite story to write was definitely, there was a student that I ran into at UTSA who was my neighbor, and I noticed that there was some sort of kind of unusual activity going on at his apartment because he lived right down the hall from me. And so I got to know him, and I found out that he was a drug dealer, and I really wanted to know what that was like for a student going to UTSA and also earning your tuition in this way. So I interviewed him, and he's living in Colorado now, but I think just sort of, I love interviewing people, so kind of uncovering that whole lifestyle, it was just really intriguing to me. That was my favorite story.
I do have a plan B. If the whole reporter anchor thing doesn't work out, I have plans to go behind the camera, maybe be a producer or a director, because I'm also getting training in that at Our Lady of the Lake. So it's always good to have a plan B, but my main goal is to be an anchor at E! News and work in entertainment television.
Well, about 4 years ago, I approached my mentor, Lisa Krantz, and I wanted to know what she did. And I shadowed her for a day, and after that, I knew I fell in love with photojournalism. I knew that that's what I wanted to do. When I first started high school, journalism was not like in my vision at all. Then when I joined Teen Team, I just joined Teen Team as an extracurricular activity. And I decided that I needed to know at least more about what I'm into. And when I saw what Lisa was doing, all of her work on her website and just being with her and shadowing her and everything, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. She's still my mentor now. She's more like a mother now to me. I mean, I see her all the time. I know where she is right now.